Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Tuong.
And I'm Laura.
Bi-weekly show.
That's Disney Dummies.
Laura, this is the new age of Talking Tuong. We have a format. Or I guess we're trying to figure it out now that we're, doing a bi-weekly show instead of weekly show. This is Talking Tuong, everyone. The show where you get to escape from reality. Escape from all your problems just to be with us here in the pod cavern with me and my special guests.
Special.
With an S. Yes.
Special.
And it's very, very special because this is I guess it's our Christmas episode, even though this might not be the most festive of
Merry
movies.
Christmas, Tuong.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Of course, you heard the voice of Laura Gordon. Hello, Laura. Thank you for joining me here in our living room where we're doing this in person.
Thank you for joining me in our living room.
Okay, yes. You're coming off real aggro today.
No.
This is the Christmas holidays,
That's
Laura.
just how I do syllables.
Yeah, all right. Okay, fair enough. I still feel the Christmas love, but I feel it especially because we have a very special in-person guest who has not been on Talkin Tuong in a hot minute.
No.
Hot minute. Do you want to introduce him for me?
Yes. His name is...
You're doing a physical bit on an audio podcast.
You can cut this. Leslie Cserepy, everyone. He's here.
Too ranked.
No.
I am so ranked. Too ranked.
Guys, this is a Talking Tuong.
What?
This is Talking Tuong. Leslie Cserepy, everyone.
Oh, it's me.
Yes, welcome to the show. It's chaos in here today.
Yeah.
3 people for Talking Tuong? Are you kidding
It's
me?
very cramped in
3
here.
people we're all crammed into a little booth.
And Captain Meatball's right behind us eating.
Yeah.
And once he's done that and realizes he has no more food, he's coming after us.
We're about to hear
a fourth on this
some
pod.
big slurps from
Yeah.
Captain Meatball.
Yeah, if you hear some slurps, well, I'm not editing that out because you want to hear that.
Oh,
We're
great.
here
Now
for
I
the
can
slurps.
slurp all I want. And
Yes.
the audience is going to think it's Captain Meatball.
Hey, Leslie, quick, give us a quick.
Oh, God.
Whoa!
Everybody,
You know what? That was more than I expected.
Num, num, num,
everybody
num.
at home, we are also sipping on rum and eggnog because tis the season.
Yeah.
Tis the season. We really want to get into it. Laura,
Yeah?
what's an eggnog?
Tuong, I'm here to work on solutions, not problems. So let me offer you one solution. Not sure what to put in your coffee tomorrow morning? Try some eggnog.
All right. That didn't answer
This
my
has been
question.
Laura.
Does anyone know? What is a nog, Leslie?
Well, certainly, it's derived from nogs.
A nog is a category of liquids,
Yeah.
typically beverages.
And if you get a bunch of nogs together, they're called noggins.
Well,
Incorrect.
I thought that was pretty good. Put your noggins together.
Well, there's lots of different kinds of nogs, and you don't just have to use eggnog. In fact, you can use the water from chickpeas as that, and you can have fava bean nog,
Garbanzo nog.
garbanzo nog.
You guys are making
Bananas sometimes can be replaced as nog.
Personally, I would never, but
What? You're all making this up.
What's another egg substitute?
there's
Laura's
chicken.
the resident baker here. Chicken?
Chicken nog.
Yeah, but I don't think she's the resident nogger at all times.
No, I'm the resident vlogger and blogger, but not the nogger.
Everyone, Leslie Cserepy is here. He's visiting from Toronto.
That's right.
We always like to check in with our guests at the beginning of this show. And I'm wondering, Leslie, how has the trip all the way from Toronto to Kitchener, Waterloo, how has that trip been so far?
What a great, easy trip. A quick 2 hours on the train.
Quick 2 hours.
Quick 2 hours. I'm sitting there, I'm texting the whole time. I said, this is where I am now. This is where I am now. I'm coming. Wait till you guys get me.
Yep.
And I'm here.
Yep.
And then I got here, and we've just been having a blast all weekend,
It's been very, very merry.
Yeah.
If you will. What did we do this? It's been such a blur, honestly.
You made a lot of dumplings, you two.
Yeah.
We
You
made
really
so
went
many
to Dumpling
dumplings.
Town this weekend.
It wouldn't be Christmas
Won't you
without
take
Dumpling
me
Town.
to...
Dumpling Town.
Leslie, if I may interject ever so briefly, would you agree that trains are the superior method of transportation?
I would, but
Compared to what?
Planes and cars.
And automobiles?
Well, I include cars with automobiles, but yes.
Yeah.
yeah, I think the train is great.
Yeah.
I think the train is great.
And do you prefer facing forwards or backwards?
Forwards.
Yes, me too.
I see.
You know who doesn't like to sit forwards on trains, though?
Who?
Hipsters.
Why?
I don't know, just something about them. Every time you see them on trains, they're never facing forward.
Interesting. I thought you were going to say me, but I like...
You and I both like to face forward.
It gives
Because
you
our little tummies get
gives you
upset.
less motion sickness,
Yeah.
everyone. Here's a hot tip for you before the holidays. Sit forward. you know?
And take public transit where possible.
I want to watch the world go by, not slip away, man. That's why.
What's this?
That's why.
Can I just say
face
something?
forward.
Let's just practice something on the podcast. We're here. We have Leslie here. You miss his liquid voice inside of a quality microphone. Not that his microphone at home has not been quality, but here we are with the real shit, the
With
real
the filter.
gear. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that because Leslie Cserepy, everyone, an actor, he's been working really hard. He's been just putting those audition tapes in back to back to back. He's a busy guy. Now, he's been working on a couple characters that he's been presenting to Laura and I throughout the weekend.
Some
And I
stronger,
feel like it's
some
time.
stronger than others.
I feel like it's time to start previewing them to everyone.
To everyone?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we'll start with the Internet Frog.
Yeah, I think that's a strong one.
It's a good
to
one,
start
yeah.
with.
This is
Alright.
the Internet Frog for everyone out there in Talking Tuong land. Here we go. Reddit.
Still good. Very good.
So that's Internet Frog.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't say much.
Does he say anything else except for Reddit?
Let me see. MSNBC. Oh, that one.
I don't know. It doesn't sound very
It's more,
frog-like.
that's really more traditional media, not internet.
Yeah.
I don't know, Internet Frog.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
You had like two other characters, if I do remember correctly. At least one more that I know.
I definitely have one more. Mm-hmm. I have one. It's the guy I've been doing around the house lately.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Laura sounds
Go
thrilled
ahead.
to hear it. Why don't you? How about we do it like in a little acting scene here? Laura, you
Sure.
Do you want me to interview?
You're a character. You're interacting with this character here.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey there, neighbor. How's it going today?
Yeah, still just working on this fence.
The old
Taking-
fence, eh? Putting up a barrier between you and the neighborhood. Pretty
Yeah,
interesting there, neighbor.
I had a few bad experiences, am I right? You know how it is.
Yeah, a lot of real characters around this neighborhood.
All right, and I guess
Yeah.
and cut. So, what does everyone think about this character? Will it go places? You know, do we need a poll for Talking Tuong every week?
Do we want this man to do a weekly segment on Talking Tuong? I mean,
Can this character go viral?
Because
he has legs.
Well, I think he's too slow to go viral, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't
that's not
think
very nice,
I don't
but
think
okay.
he'd keep up with the pace of those internet users. Like Internet Frog, he gets it.
Yeah. You know, I think with this character, which I don't know what we've named it yet, but
Slow neighbor.
really the punchline is just the way he talks.
Slow talking neighbor.
Yeah, but he doesn't have much of a personality.
Or if he does, we don't get there because he takes too long.
Yeah, it takes too long.
All right.
Too long to get there.
It takes too long.
All right, well,
There
how
was
about...
another one though.
Oh, there was?
Yeah,
What's that one?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I think he was
Great.
made up on the spot.
I don't know if I can remember. Oh, no, that was
That was the frog?
No,
I think that was my impression of the movie.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
we
will
can get to that. We will
Okay.
get to that.
Oh, okay.
There's an
Fair enough.
alternative version of West Side Story that I presented that I think is going to be a real hit.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this impression, Laura. Are you going to do it too?
Jack the Leary,
No,
here
that's-
to turn your lights off.
Jesus. That's
Man,
not a...
2 pence a light, please.
Very Mary Poppins. Great.
No, Jack the Leary.
I want to talk about, usually we talk about pop culture news that has happened throughout the week. Now, I'll admit, we're doing this episode, we're recording it a week early. There's not that much news that has come out, so I'm more curious what's up for the holidays this year for you guys. I want to keep it on the Christmas theme before we get kind of sad with our movie later.
Yeah.
Let's start, Mary. Leslie, the holidays, what's happening?
It's Bachelor Christmas,
Bachelor
year
Christmas.
5 for Leslie Cserepy.
Yeah.
Doing Christmas alone. I'm going to be in my apartment. I'm going to be calling people all day.
Love that.
I've got turkey dinners ordered already.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're not going to make it. You're gonna.
I'm not
order.
going to make it.
All
I'm
right.
not going to make it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Bachelor,
No, it's
Christmas,
Bachelor Christmas.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually much more reasonable because even if you get the smallest turkey for yourself, that's a lot.
That's a big ass
That's
turkey.
a lot of turkey.
That
That's
is a
big
large turkey.
Yeah. All right. I get it.
So that's the plan, eat, call, and watch a movie.
Do you give gifts to yourself?
I'll give a gift to myself. Yes, I'm hoping to get a Soda Stream this year
Oh, nice.
for myself.
Put that on your list to Sandy.
Yeah.
I want Leslie to wake up and not be a Soda Stream. He's like, damn it, me.
Damn it, me. I should have got what I wanted.
Leslie, you mentioned watching a movie. Do you have one that you typically watch, or is it just whatever you're feeling that day, whatever tickles your fancy?
There was one that I was going to make a yearly watch, and then it recently left Netflix, but it's called Anna and the Apocalypse.
It is good.
It's
very
great. It's a great.
You'd like it. It's
I
a
hear
musical.
that's based on another one you might like called It's a Wonderful Life.
Really?
No,
it's really
but
not.
I love that movie. Any chance to plug Jimmy Stewart?
Laura, for your question here, because I already
Mary.
I know what you're doing for the
Mary.
Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
I already know this. I mean, we're spending time together. We're going to Ottawa. People don't care about this. But for
Yeah.
you,
I'm not going to tell you what I got you for Christmas.
No. What is the Christmas movies that you're looking forward to watching? Because you usually watch a Christmas movie a day, a Christmas movie every 2 days.
Yeah.
And you've been watching all the new stuff. I was telling Leslie this morning how you just watch the most terrible Christmas movies.
Well, listen, I like to ease into the holidays by watching what I call the best of the worst. And so that's each year's new direct to Netflix, Hallmark,
so many of
Lifetime,
them.
whatever it may be, films that like maybe actually have someone I know in it, or that I've seen like ads for them on Instagram or whatever. And I'm like this year it was a Holiday with Nina Dobrev and I can't remember any of the other cast members. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I gave that one a look, and you know what? It wasn't bad. I've read some like negative stuff about it since then. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting perspective. But it was an hour and a half of my time, mostly just before bed over a couple of nights, and I enjoyed it.
Do you have a favorite from this year? Single all the way?
Do you know what? That was the next one I watched, and I would say I recommend. I think I probably tune into that one again next year.
I do not recommend. I watched some of it with Laura. They're all bad.
I just want to acknowledge how shocked I am that we've made it to 2021 before someone made a Christmas movie called Single All the Way.
That's
like,
true.
I'm kind of impressed.
It is.
Yeah.
They always find new ways to make puns out of
Yeah.
their movie titles.
But if I may share my 3 must-watch films,
Yep.
with an honorable mention, 2 honorable
I've
mentions.
heard of the Three Musketeers, but the 3 must-watch films.
Yes. Yeah. So there's, of course, Love Actually,
Of course.
naturally.
Which Musketeer is that?
That's the first. The one in the middle, the tall one with the really curly hair.
Very good.
Great mustache, too.
Yeah. And then we have The Holiday, which is sort of like the sidekick, like comic relief. And then we have It's a Wonderful Life, which is the older, more experienced.
Black and white.
It's-
It's
yeah,
it's all
likewise.
old school. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my core 3.
We watched a Muppet Christmas Carol the other day, too.
We did, but that wasn't the question,
You
Ton.
get to pick a 4th, and that's the D'Artagnan of your Christmas movie
Okay.
Musketeers.
Well, I'm going to have D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan.
Yeah, because I'm going to
What is
pick
that? Is
2. I'm going to pick 2.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick a cartoon.
Oh, not a
yeah,
tune.
that's what I
Yeah,
was
that would
thinking.
make
Or
sense.
music.
But
Tune.
the other 2
Oh.
are the like the
Words.
more like kids movies that I'm a big fan of. I mean, Home Alone is just such a classic, right? And then if I've got time for it, Home Alone 2. But There's so many birds in that movie. And then Elf. And then Elf is
yes.
such a delight.
It's a classic.
Such a delight.
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic for a reason. We get it. It's good. It's good.
So those are my faves.
Well, let's see if the movie of the week is also your fave. Laura, this is an episode. We've been watching a bunch of musical movies this year. I think the last few that you've been on have all been musical.
It's the only thing you let me talk about.
Well, you love it so much. Yep. And you want to be on these episodes. You told me this. And Tick, Tick, Boom we saw recently too. We didn't do one of these for those. And Leslie was in town. And Laura really wanted to see this. So Laura's like, let's go see...
West Side Story.
West?
No.
West?
No.
Sorry.
West.
Now, remind me of the West Side Story.
Are you ready? Tonight is about family. The first gringo boy who smiles at you.
I never seen you before. You're not Puerto Rican.
Is that okay?
Do you want to start World War III?
So, do you remember the East Side Story?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's basically that, but on the other side. Yeah.
West Side Story, everyone. That's what we're talking about here today by Steven Spielberg.
He actually just goes by Spielberg now.
Oh,
yeah,
it's not his
Spielberg.
Mexican counterpart from The Simpsons? No? Okay, great. Let's talk about it a little bit. We will talk about, I guess, spoilers, but I mean, it feels like many people, besides me recently, knew the story already about West Side Story, right? Like, Leslie, did you know the whole story without having seen it?
Well, I have been in a previous production of Romeo and Juliet, which... So I kind of got what was going to happen.
There's
But
a few
here's the thing.
differences.
There's a few differences.
Not everyone, and when I say not everyone, I mean Tung and others, realize that it's based on Romeo and Juliet. So that's a fact that's helpful to know, but not critical to know.
All right.
Going in, unless you think it's a comedy, and then you should probably know.
I didn't think it was. Laura, you might as well tell the story. You might as well get this off your chest.
We saw West Side Story, and the whole time Tung was having a blast, chuckling along.
I was having a gas.
And then at the end, and we should say right now, spoilers, we're going to talk about the plot of this film, and there's murder. And so at the end of the movie, Tony dies, the curtain goes down, the audience claps, and Tung goes, "What? I thought it was a comedy."
There's just so much aggressive, fun dancing in this movie and
Incredible
this production.
stuff.
That was a spoiler for the play. We haven't spoiled the movie yet.
That's right.
But that was a spoiler for the...
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
right.
true.
It's true. Yes.
Will Tony die in the movie? We don't know.
We don't know.
We will talk about it.
We will talk about
Yeah.
it.
But that was for the play.
That was for the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the movie, though. All right. Let's talk about the movie. So you were very excited.
He dies at the
end. Laura's really excited for it. Leslie, was this even on your radar?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, it's Steven Spielberg. I saw a little bit of the trailer. It looked good. I like me a good musical every once in a while. They have to be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I, because I did Romeo and Juliet, that's my favorite Shakespeare play anyway. So it's just like, yeah, of course, I'm in. Dancing and the dancing is their violence. The dancing is their violence.
They really dance in this movie.
But then they also get really violent.
It's true.
Yeah.
There's some real fights in this.
It is a gorgeous film. Let's just say that right off the top. It really has Steven Spielberg, my personal opinion, great, brilliant filmmaker, of course, but I don't know if I love all his movies. I feel like they've kind of tapered off over the years. But
Wow.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me one.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, it was
Great
okay.
movie. I liked
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I liked it.
Yeah. But it didn't really feel like Spielberg. It didn't feel like a film. This feels, I don't know. This one felt artsy in a cool way, you know?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the costumes, the camera
costumes.
work in it.
The
It's
camera
just
The
work.
sets.
the
The
sets.
sets.
Beautiful. Ready
The
Player
lighting.
One. It's like, okay.
How many
Iron Giant.
enormous sets did they make for this movie?
Insane.
Right.
An insane amount.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the cast a
Yeah.
little bit. Favorites? What's your thing here?
So I think we've got a core 5 characters we're working with. We've got Maria or
Rachel Zegler.
Yeah. And then we've got Tony.
We've got, that's Ansel Elgort.
And then we've got Anita,
The Bullet.
played by the Bullet herself.
I don't have her name. Where is it? Bernardo is David Alvarez. Wait, Ariana DeBose.
There we go.
DeBose.
And Riff.
Oh, so good.
Oh, and Riff was Mike Faced.
Yes. So they're sort of the core 5.
Right.
Chino's sort of like an honorary 6th, I think.
Sure.
Yes.
And I would say 4 out of the 5 of them just knocked my socks off.
Who was the not sock knocker?
The non-sock knocker would have to be Ansel Elgort.
All right.
Oh.
The lead.
There's just something about that guy's face
He's a bit of an asshole, Elgort.
that I really don't like.
Like in the movie or in real life?
In real life,
I've heard some, questionable. Maybe we should bring it up.
We can talk about
I don't
it.
want to talk about it too long because I'm not an expert on the subject
I don't know.
or what happened finally with
In
it.
short, there were sexual abuse allegations, I believe by minors,
Yep.
that were sort of like, I think he gave one of those, I'm sorry if I've made anyone uncomfortable kind of statements.
Yep.
And then, like, the producers just sort of stopped talking about him and associating him with the film. Then they brought him back for promo.
Well, that was the insane thing because every trailer for this movie, you didn't really see his face.
Yeah, they really cut.
Like you might have seen
yeah.
like 1 or 2 times
Right.
of his face, like a quick flash. But he's the lead of the movie.
It
He's
was
the
like
main dude.
They soft launched
Yeah.
him into the promos, and then they were like, you know what? People aren't getting too mad, so we might as well just fill promo.
It's like
him.
what they're doing with the new Flash movie.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, is that a
Because
thing?
what's his face was on video like choking a woman.
What?
In like
Ezra
Times Square.
Miller was?
Yeah.
Get out of here. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yikes.
Yeah, so now, like when you see footage of the new Flash movie that's coming out, it's all focused on like the Batman and like the multiverse elements. Or whatever that they're bringing
They're
into
waiting
it.
for things to like die down and sizzle down a bit,
Yeah.
right? Because like they can't completely cut the character unless they do like a Christopher Plummer thing, just completely
Yeah,
go in and
scorched her.
change everything.
Imagine. So, listeners, if you've never seen West Side Story, imagine Romeo and Juliet. You film the movie, and then you find out that you have to cut out Romeo. Like it's just not going to work, right?
Yeah.
What if they
yeah.
replaced, they use Christopher Plummer, they use him
Marvel's What If they use Christopher Plummer.
as Ansel Elgort. And he's also in
Wow.
Baby Driver too, Christopher Plummer.
Yeah, I want the remake starring Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
Time.
So yeah, I'm like it's probably my opinions of him are probably influenced by the allegations about him, but something about his face that I just don't
I
really
agree,
enjoy
though.
looking at.
I agree.
There's something about him, you look at him and you're like, I don't know, that's not Tony.
Yeah, and even
It's
when
not
they
really
when
Tony.
they announced he was cast, I was like, huh?
He has a good voice.
And then I think the moment where I was like, I get it, is when I heard him singing Tonight in one of the trailers, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he has that kind of
does have a good
voice that
voice.
actually kind of really works.
When?
When I heard him singing Tonight the other night.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Ansel Elgort, I don't know. Yeah, it's his face. It's his neck.
Yeah.
It's weird. I get why he'd be classically handsome, though.
Yeah, and I think because the rest of the cast is so strong,
Yep.
his performance really paled in comparison to the others, especially Mike Faced. Like, I think they had a ton of scenes together, and every time I'm like, Tony was in charge once? When Riff was here the whole time? Like, who would listen to Tony when Riff's talking? Here I am
yes.
talking like
He
that.
was very interesting to watch. They all were. But
Yeah.
the bullet, what's her name? I always forget her name.
Ariana DeBose.
She was so incredible. She's so good.
she's great.
freaking talented.
It's crazy.
She's great.
She's a
You know
looker.
what?
She's a dancer.
I'm going
she's
to
a
say
singer.
it. I think she's going to win the Oscar.
What?
Wow.
Best supporting actress.
Really?
You heard it
Well,
here
you heard it
first.
here first, but also the Academy loves to give people awards for roles that have already won awards. So Rita Moreno won it, 1961, something like that, 50 years ago?
Okay.
And so for Ariana DeBose to win it for the same role 50 years later, in a movie that Rita Moreno executive produced would be...
And I guess she kind
That's
of fills
Oscar
the
bait.
role of the nurse, right? Like the older, sort of motherly character.
Oh, Doc. I guess Doc was more of the apothecary. I think they kind of combined those in West Side Story.
Yeah.
Like the nurse
Yeah.
and the
Oh, I see what you're
apothecary were
saying.
kind of combined into Doc in the original and Doc's widow in this one. And I'm so sorry, Rita Moreno. I don't remember your character's name. Oh, Valentina.
Good thing. You almost had to apologize to her because she's a big
Yeah.
subscriber to Talkin Tuong.
She's sitting here right now. And she,
That's what she's
she
looking at
refuses to go on mic.
So-
Are you sure you don't
Rita-
want anything?
Did you have something to say, Rita? Sorry, I can see her reaching for the mic.
Get you a water at least. You
Go
know,
ahead.
you came all this way.
Let her speak.
You have Miss Vicky's chips.
Oh, we ate them all. I'm sorry, Rita. We didn't save any left, right?
No, we do have some.
We have some,
Yeah.
Rita. Okay. I'm gonna eat them instead, if that's okay. Well,
Rita Moreno, everybody.
Yeah, we can.
Rita.
She might come back. She might come back. Well, she's not going anywhere. She's just gonna sit here awkwardly.
I see her looking over at the internet frog.
I know. It's weird. It's strange.
It's okay.
Do you think they're gonna
What?
do you think they're gonna hook up? I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah,
You never
right.
know. Hey, let's talk about the music. We have to talk about
Wait,
the
we
music.
didn't finish talking about the cast.
Oh, okay.
Mike faced.
You already talked about it.
That man's jawline.
Okay, all right. Get it out of here.
David Almaraz.
Okay.
Never seen a man wear high-waisted pants like him. Mm-hmm. And also his performance was stunning.
Every piece of clothing in this movie fits so beautifully.
So beautifully.
There's no one looks out of place. There's not a dangling garment to be found.
No.
It's all it's sculpted to the form.
Yeah.
It looks good.
My God.
And also, we didn't talk about Rachel Zegler, the star of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay.
She's amazing.
A Star is Born.
A star is born.
Stunning
Lady Gaga's in this
performance.
movie?
Get out of here. Incredible. Like, I could look at that girl's face all day.
Yep.
Just the expression, the voice,
Yep.
the when she, okay, that one, I Have a Love. What's the one, the duet that she does with Anita? It's like something / I Have a Love. In the apartment, you know the scene. Mm-hmm. Beautiful work.
Good.
On both of their parts.
You want to talk? I wanted you to have freedom to just gush about the characters and the cast, which I agree are awesome. They're really good. Ansel is okay.
He's okay.
But the music.
The music.
The music is, I've only seen this once, and it's not music I would go back to regularly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to those musicals and you're like, this music slaps.
It's a little more operatic, I think.
It is. What do you
It's a-
think, Leslie?
It's
Is
a
this your
little,
first time?
yeah, it's a little on the nose. It's a little old, it's kind of like Rodgers and Hammerstein-y kind of
Yeah,
like.
we're in the same era.
And we are a gang. We're fighting with the other gang because we don't like each other.
Stephen
It's like
Sondheim is rolling in his grave. May he rest in peace.
Or my favorite, boy,
Crazy boy.
keep cool, boy. Snap. The snapping. Not enough snapping in this movie.
Not enough snapping, but great snapping when they do have snapping.
Yeah. The
Thank-
quality of the snapping is there, but I think that like the quality is so good that they could have increased the quantity.
Dude, the first 10 minutes of this movie is incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. We're maybe getting ahead of ourselves, but I think we all kind of agree. A little bit too long, this movie. Just a little bit
You
too
know
long.
what? I disagree because I could have had more. But
What else did you want? Didn't they just do the whole... So this is interesting because usually
I
musical...
just didn't want it to end because I was
musical
enjoying
movies make an original song, right, for the Oscars?
because they want to be
'Cause they wanna
nominated
win.
for an Oscar.
But this
yeah.
had all of the songs in the original?
I don't know if it had all of them or if it maybe cut some, but there's no particular ones that I'm like, oh, it doesn't have this one. So I think it probably had them all. But yeah, no new ones.
Yeah, because it's about almost a 2 hour and 40-minute movie.
Yeah.
That's like an Eternals.
No intermission.
No intermission.
No intermission.
No intermission.
Although they could have sandwiched one in there if they want to.
Yeah.
There's a perfect spot for it.
So with the music here, Laura, do you have a favorite song? Leslie, favorite song? Maria, perhaps?
No, nothing that Ansel Elgort sang.
Maria's it's a bad song. It's a bad song, but it's a classic.
I mean, I gotta go tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
You know, you gotta go tonight. The whole balcony scene I thought was great because, like, I liked the first half of the balcony scene where they were actually forced to be away from each other. Because they have like 3 different stages of them not being able to touch each other, right? Which is the whole thing of that scene in the original play. And then here they have the classic, she's really far above on the fire stoop and he's down on the street, so he's looking way up.
Yeah.
Then he climbs up and he finally gets to the floor under her, but they're separated by a gate, right?
great,
So it's
yeah.
like, they can see each other, but they're still separated by a gate. He says, I can't see you. He goes to the scaffolding and he's closer, but they're still not able to touch each other,
Yeah.
but they can see each other a little better. But then he just climbs up the stoop
Yeah.
and then goes on the same level. And then they're sitting there like singing at each other, and I'm like, these kids would be fucking right now.
They wanted to fuck as soon as they met each other. Let's be real here. There's a very fast trajectory of how much he loves her, which I think that's a very Romeo and Juliet type of thing too, right?
And
It's like,
she was super into him off the bat too.
Yeah.
Like she went in for that first kiss.
you kind of have to with those kind of stories. It's like, you just gotta, you dive in. They love each other so fucking much. They met each other yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They found love in a hopeless place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
School gym.
Right.
School gym.
He's like saying stuff that he wants translated to be like, I want to spend the rest of my life for you.
Until when?
Siempre. Siempre.
Siempre.
Siempre.
Why are you laughing at me? I was
Para
saying it very
siempre.
sexy. Siempre.
Okay.
All right.
Can I mention a song I really liked?
I asked you earlier, yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
It's Somewhere, which I think in the original is sung by Tony and Maria, but here it's sung by Rita Moreno, so Valentina. And I think this is a really interesting choice to give the song to a different character, because it's sort of like Somewhere's like singing about a place and a time where two people who aren't supposed to be together can be together. And so to have Valentina sing it, who is a Puerto Rican woman who married a gringo, so she, that's like looked upon poorly, I think, from both of their communities, to sing about how they were in love, 50 years ago, and then to have that reflected in the story of Tony and Maria, and they still can't be together, is like really, really sad. And so I thought it was quite a poignant choice to have her do that.
That was good. That was good. I have a real important question for both of you. Are you a jet or are you a shark?
Ooh.
Well, I don't think... I think we have to be jets.
What do you say? What do you say? You have to be jets? Tell me why.
I don't think the sharks are going to let us in.
When you're a jet all the time, all the way?
All the way.
All the way.
From your first cigarette to your last dying day.
Yeah, I like the Krupke song as well. I
I
Yeah.
was going to say, that was your favorite song,
Yeah.
the Krupke song.
Yeah.
Krupke was real
Officer
good.
Krupke,
Da, 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 da,
Krupp you.
da.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da,
There's
da,
just
da,
really
da,
good
da.
choreography in this movie. It's really translated well from like a stage to the movies. You know how like let's use Dear Evan Hansen, where it's just like I thought incredible musical to see in person on a stage.
Yeah.
But then you see the movie version, you're like, why didn't that fucking work? Or whatever. And we know why.
Yeah.
But like In the Heights, for example, same kind of thing. It works.
Yeah.
Why does this one work?
Because the sets were so fucking good.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah. They're amazing.
Because the music, I wouldn't say is like, well, would you consider it classic? I guess so, right? The music?
I think so. Like, I think West Side Story is considered probably one of the biggest musicals, if not musicals, movie musicals of all time. But yeah, I guess another thing having to do with like the reason it transferred so successfully to screen is that like it's set in New York, right? So like that's a real place, and a really like a place that's like rich for locations. And when you compare that to like a high school, there's only so many lockers you can stand in front of, right?
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense in that
Interesting.
regard.
All right.
Yeah, and they really used the city so well. Also,
the city of New York was like a character.
it's really a love letter to
Their
Steven
footwork
Spielberg's
when they were
New York.
jumping was also like a character. When they're doing the
Yeah.
ballet moves, that stuff kills me whenever I watch it in movies or on like on stage and stuff like that. When there's like really good like ballet dancing
Yeah.
going on, incredible. I always love it.
You know what I kind of wanted, and I don't think we got. Maybe I'm wrong, but did we get like an extended solo dance with Tony and Maria?
We sure did.
Laura, you're doing physical
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
again on
so
an audio
true.
podcast. Like,
Under the bleachers is like their one
I mean,
dance,
under the bleach.
yeah.
That wasn't a full.
But it wasn't
that
real
wasn't a
dancing.
dance, though. That was them like just like.
But it was.
they're courting each other weirdly. Yeah. You gotta stop. You gotta explain what you're doing if you're gonna.
Snap, holding my arms out and
Like-
snapping my fingers, Tang.
if we can't see them, get down to it. I would like to at least see them dance.
Are you wanting that? You want them to show fucking for Maria?
Either show the fucking or dance.
Yeah.
All right. Or
Show us
both?
the metaphorical fucking.
Either
Right,
or.
dance.
It's
Yeah.
either or
Da,
for
da,
me.
da, da, da.
But I want to see a big old fuck you dance scene
What?
with Tony and Maria. That's what I want.
That's what everyone wants. But what happens in the second act is it all goes downhill
It
for
goes
everybody.
A little sour.
It actually,
Slightly, ever
how
so
much?
slightly.
Sour.
There's a lot that happens in the second half. Like
Things
less
get salty.
singing.
Yeah.
Salty?
Oh, things do get salty.
They end up at the salt yard.
I see.
The salt yard.
Because, they go to a warehouse where there's a bunch of salt.
Yeah.
And that's where the fight is kind of held. And,
I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's kind of a comment on,
Salt.
if they're going
The
into violence and
proliferation.
the cuts there's going to get salt in the wound.
A crazy thing is that if you look really closely at the sets and the salts, you can see NaCl, sodium chloride, which also is salt. And it's a really fun little fun fact that scientists
And
put
the thing
in this
about
movie.
sodium chloride is that it's these two different ions coming together to make something that everyone needs.
I'm going to take off.
Well, we're trying to different ions, different groups, different gangs, jets and sharks of science.
Sodium on its own, chloride on its own, no good. But together, they could take down the New York
we can
City
make
Police
science
Department.
fun, can't we? Can't we, gang?
Not tonight.
Not
We've done enough time.
tonight.
Some other siempre.
Wait, what's happening? Why are you, Rita? Why are you shushing? What the? You're not even on the fucking show. You don't shush me, Rita.
Rita,
All right.
could you give us a few bars of Somewhere while you're here?
Somewhere.
All right. Thanks, Rita. Thanks for contributing. Great,
The freshest air.
great can crack though by Rita. I have to say that was really great.
Yeah, that was really on beat too.
Yeah,
it was good.
Wasn't expecting that. Okay, so with the second half, more violent, less singing, and we get the stabbing, which is like I would say, Laura, you were like kind of hiding from the screen, even though you knew exactly.
They're stabbing. I think they're stabbing each other.
At first, it's
you
just
can
fisticuffs.
feel that. You can feel that, right?
It was
While you're
intense,
watching.
though. I never really think about a knife fight. But then you kind of see it play out in this, and you're like, I guess that's what it would be like. And that's pretty fucked up.
Knife fights are brutal.
One knife, one
You guys
stab.
ever been in a knife fight?
No.
Me neither.
I don't want to be.
I hope not.
Well, there was the one time when it's too long of a story. You guys don't want to hear it.
Did it come from the west side?
It came from the west side.
Rita's done her drink. Hey, Rita, do you want more? No?
No.
Moreno.
Marine.
More. No.
Moreno.
Boo. We got to close up this episode soon. Does anyone have any extra final thoughts on West Side Story? Tell me everything.
The filmmaking is amazing.
Yeah.
Even when it's boring, it's good. It's nice to look at. It's definitely worth your time. The last bit, can get a little squirrely. It's long. It's a long film, I think there's a good 2-hour version of this movie if you really wanted to cut it. But that's not what, that's not what the show is, right? And that's not what the source material is. So it's like they'll show it to you, and it's an experience. It felt very much like because we saw it in a packed theater too.
Yeah.
On the Saturday after it opened. So
Correct.
It felt like going and seeing a show, and that's cool. That's a cool experience. And we're all coming back into watching things. So it's like, this is definitely worth, your money is on the screen.
It felt weird not to clap.
Yes.
That was the biggest thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I turned around to you guys I forget what number it was, but we were all kind of soft clapping.
Yes.
For one of the numbers. I forget do you remember, Laura, what it was?
No.
It's just funny seeing that because, of course, it's exactly that. It could have been any.
It could have been any of them.
Yeah, so good. It was good. Laura, any additional thoughts to that?
Yeah, there's one other thing that I really want to talk about that I was so interested in, and it was the use of color in the movie. So they really used it as a divide between the sharks and the jets. So the jets always wore shades of blue, and the sharks always wore red and yellow.
Montague's Capulets.
There we go. But did you notice that when
Hey,
Tony...
wait, Leslie, what'd you say? Say that again.
Montague's Capulets.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you might have noticed early in the film, Maria wears after she meets Tony, she wears this really bright shade of blue, which is maybe an interesting intentional decision to know that maybe she could bring that vibrancy, but also be a jet one day, or at least be with a jet one day. But then when Bernardo and Tony are killed, Maria and Anita are both wearing dark blue. So it's that's their color of mourning, but also is it something like acceptance of fate that they just need to let go of their Puerto Rican identity and become not necessarily jets, but
Americans,
but melting pot
Sure.
Americans or something. I just thought that was really interesting.
I didn't even notice that
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
That's cool.
following the colors throughout.
This is definitely like a film scholars. You'll get some stuff out of it.
I want to
Yeah.
read some stuff about it.
I think they did a really good job with the. I think they call them the another boy, or you have like a trans jet honorary member who's kind of trying to be a jet the entire time, but they're like, you're a girl, and they're like, I'm not a girl, I'm a boy, or they don't even.
I think the character's called Anybody's.
Anybody's. Yeah,
And they're, Iris Minas.
Yes, and I think they're non-binary. If I think I looked that up. Yeah, the actor. So I'm interested because when you see that, you're like, is it? Because I feel like there's an easy world that they could have made that to like up at the forefront and push it in front of your face, and it could have not played out as well as it did. But I think they did a really good job with this.
Yeah, and I think that character, like if I remember correctly, that character's always been there. But I think like the concept of like being trans, I don't know if that was as prevalent in 1961, so it wasn't really something anyone talked about in movies, despite the fact that that character existed. So I feel like they brought it a little bit more to the forefront, but I like that they paid more attention to it.
I think they acknowledge it in a smart way. I read an article this morning that was saying that the way they acknowledged it was just like saying something that the Jets say to all of the boys as the acknowledgement. It's not like a whole sweeping like, oh, right, you're a boy now or whatever. You know, it's not none of that kind of fanfare. It's more like that character's starting to leave and they're like, be careful out there, buddy boy.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing that they say to every...
Or even for that character to say, I don't know if they said this in previous movies, to say, I'm not a girl.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's
I think they
that's
did a
representation.
really good job with that kind of stuff. Yeah. And for me, I think the last thing is I really like the dancing in this. I love fucking
dancing is great.
Street dancing. I think it's so cool when they all just
You know what I
It
love?
needed one more.
It needed one more.
I was so bummed that they didn't do the bit where they pull their their legs up in a crouch.
Their negligee.
They pull up their negligee. They pull both of their knees up in a crouch in the air while thrusting their arms down in a snap at the same time. I think that is just such a signature move that I was bummed that they didn't use. But the one that they do use is where they have like one leg, they jump in the air and one leg is sticking out, and then they cross their other leg over that leg while in the air, and it's stunning. Stunning. So we did get to see some of that move. I'm sure there are technical terms for these things.
Yeah. We're not ballet dancers here. It's fine. Yeah, you're doing hand movements once again. Here, I have a question for all of you before we wrap things up here. So we've seen a lot of musical movies this year. What property or musical do you want to see translated next on the big screen that you don't already know about? If not Wicked, everyone knows that's coming.
Can we have a long pause for this one?
Let's go to Leslie first. Maybe he'll have something.
Well, there is a new Little Shop of Horrors coming out soon.
Is that true?
Sometime
Stage production
soon.
or a movie?
A movie version.
Oh.
So looking forward to that. I think Laverne Cox is in it.
Okay.
That's fun.
Okay.
But you mean as far as like a musical that hasn't been done yet?
Sure, yeah.
Or
anything.
a property that has yet to be turned into a musical?
Let's give you both options.
Jesus, Tongue. You're really putting me in the dick machine right now.
Well, you're always in there.
You know, I feel like I'm Chalamet sticking my hand in the box, but it's not my hand, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't.
And the box is painful, and I'm trying to think of something.
Is this Dune?
It's a Dune reference. Do you want to see Dune the musical next?
I would like to see Dune the musical.
Okay.
Arrakis, we have arrived in Arrakis.
What do they call? Is it
Would
salt?
you give
No.
me an Arrakis?
What's their currency called in that?
On the mouth. Boom.
What's their currency called in Dune again? It's
Spice,
baby.
Like, give me some of your cinnamon, I'll give you some of my oregano.
Yeah, Laura, did you think of something in this time?
No, I'm really torn here.
We're gonna close up shop if you.
Don't close up shop.
We're gonna close up.
Don't close up.
Oh, he's getting the garage door.
And getting
Sauntering
it.
on over to
Rita's also putting on her coat, which is very weird.
Dude, they're making out. They're making out.
Captain
Rita, there's more.
Rita and the internet.
No?
They're just like,
Oh,
his tongue is going like so far down her throat. It's just
and she's swirling around.
I think she swallowed a fly and he's trying to get it out.
Oh, So it's less romantic than I thought it would be. It's more.
I think it's a weird game. I think they both have a food fetish.
Oh, it's a game. It's a game. All right.
Yeah. That's what I get from just watching it.
Yeah, we don't have to ask her.
No.
We understand the human psyche. It's a waste of time. Laura, did you think of something?
I think I'm going to go with a show that I saw last time I was in New York. And it wasn't one that I was really excited about, but it won a lot of Tonys, and I got a rush ticket, so I was like, I'm going to go see it. And then it really set a tone. And the thing was, I didn't see him, but one of the roles was originated by Tony Shalhoub. And I'm like, it would have been really great to see Tony Shalhoub in this.
The monk himself.
The monk himself. It's called The Band's Visit, with Katrina Lenk in the lead role. So probably that one. It was a real mood.
What is it about?
Yeah. So it's about a band, and I'm so sorry. I can't remember where they're from. I think there's two countries, and they don't like each other, and they're from one of the countries, and they accidentally end up in the other country because they pronounce the name of a city wrong when one of the guys is buying a ticket. So anyways, they have to stay overnight in this small town. And then
did they have to stay on the west side?
It might have been the west side. It's hard to remember. And so they're basically just passing time, and there's a cafe and there's a hotel, and that's about it. And so we meet some like different people who live in the city. So it's like it's pretty slow moving kind of thing, and it's a short one. I think it's like 90 minutes or something like that.
Well,
the music is stunning.
You both fail. I was setting you both up for Rogers the Musical from Hawkeye.
So you didn't even care about what I had to say.
No, of course not,
That's
Laura.
fine,
I already
that's fine.
know you want everything to be turned from the stage to
SpongeBob SquarePants the musical.
I was going to say that, damn it.
What's his name was robbed of a Tony.
Yes, I know.
Actually, Tony Shalhoub beat him for the Tony that year, but he was robbed.
Ha, 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 ha.
Ethan
Musicals everywhere.
Ethan Hawke, I believe. No, I'm just kidding.
How about an Aliens
Ethan something.
musical?
An Aliens musical?
An Alien musical, yeah.
Prometheus, the musical?
Something like that.
All right. Yeah, Xenomorphs?
Ripley, my name is Ripley.
Believe it or not.
I'm Ripley.
All right, we got to wrap
And I'm
things.
part of a gang.
I have to?
And
Yeah.
I'm fighting another gang. Pow, pow.
And
Pow,
it's me.
pow.
I'm from that other gang. Am I an alien?
Pow, pow.
We're not gonna stop until you close the show. What do you know?
think I'm an alien.
I could listen to
Everyone
this-
knows
All right.
it's
Beginning
coming
of this
in
bit,
place.
I should
By
have
the
paid
pay.
closer attention.
I'm a jet. I'm a jet. I'm a silly little jet.
And I'm an alien, so I don't know what a jet is.
And I'm a shark. And I'm going to bite you.
We do have sharks on my planet, so I'm gonna head out.
I'm Ansel Elgort. Wait, guys! It's Ansel Elgort. He just wants to be part of the film.
There's something about his face. It's really punchable.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to yet another episode of Talking Tongue, the last one of the year, the first one with the new, I guess, post 100.
Oh, mon Dieu.
And a very Merry Christmas to everyone. You there, what day is it? What day is it?
December 12th.
No.
Oh, I know what day it is.
Yep.
Tonight,
Tonight,
the world begins tonight with suns and moon.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of Talking Tongue. We'll see you
Run.
in the new year
I'm a jet.
and hope you have a Merry Christmas.
And I'm a jet all the way.